Here we go. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome,
everyone.
welcome. And
Hi.
look who I have coming back from the 16th century to modern day is our Pauline Trussler, the cool crone. You've been spending a lot of time in the past.
Oh, I have, milady, and it's just been working me fierce.
It's always lovely
I
to
know.
have a little bit of crisp air and the beauty of autumn and being out and doing the things that you like to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that it can be very taxing on one's,
Yeah,
with your
how when
work
you're
and
a little
everything.
kid, you play outside all day, and then you come home and you're just beat.
Yeah,
You just want to go,
yeah,
and it's the same. It's not the playing; it's the fresh air,
right.
and all
You're
that
absolutely right. Yeah, we sleep
breathing.
better.
Imagine breathing oxygen. Actually,
I
kitty, please
know.
don't step on my keyboard. My kitty is really I'm taking care of my daughter's dog, and this has
Uh-huh.
just been a big hullabaloo with the kitties.
Oh, of
The
course.
kitties don't like any other animals, and neither does the dog.
Uh-huh.
So the dog is in the living room with a little gate, and the kitties have their area, and everybody's very curious about everybody else. But it's
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't want to
yeah.
be interact really. They would just rather have their own space, probably. Yeah.
Oh, the kitties are very curious. The
They,
kitties
yeah.
want to know why the dog has a big ass bed in the living room and separate toys, and why do I
Oh
go outside
yeah.
with the dog? And
You're
oh, they're very
you're
jealous.
taking time away from me and my mummy. That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yep.
And truth be told, I'm so busy right now with everything going on. I don't have time to
I
barely,
understand.
change my
Yeah.
underwear. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's busy.
Yeah, I understand, Colleen. I'm just getting into it this week with my 12 classes, and I'm uh, I'm just I'm thinking about the papers when those weeks that those papers will be due, because they're all writing classes,
Yeah.
and I'll have like 350 papers to grade.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I
Oh,
feel
I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, I
right.
have
Okay.
a little bit of time.
Okay. Oh,
And
look at
what
all these
else?
people. Oh,
I
look at
know.
all the people that are here. Oh,
Oh,
hello,
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I want to say hello to
Hi.
some
So
folks.
Ness and Frocks. Well, this is from my channel, I guess. Do I
Oh,
only see my channel when I'm
no, you
streaming?
see both of it, both
Oh,
of
I
ours.
do?
Plus,
Okay.
you see your Facebook channel. Yeah, if
All
it's
right.
there.
So Foxy
So yeah,
Roxy.
we got Roxy,
Oh.
Christine Fryer, and Rossi, and Lisa, and Janice, and Claudia, Christine, and Wicky's here, and Book Bewitched is here. Welcome, welcome, Carolyn
Oh,
Booker. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for being here with me and
all my
Colleen.
favorite people.
I know, isn't it wonderful? And Colleen and I planned this. Was it 2 months ago, Colleen, or
Oh
something
God,
like
yes.
that?
When
Yeah,
we
because
both
we had to
thought,
work.
yeah, we
Yeah.
both thought, oh yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
There, you could tell we're both Libras. My birthday's tomorrow, and Colleen's is on Sunday, the same as Mark's. So happy birthday to you.
Thank
Rossi wants to
you.
know how the Renaissance Fair is.
Oh, it's been very wet.
I
We
bet it
had
has.
one
Yeah.
one weekend I couldn't go. I slightly injured my knee, and I knew it was going to rain. So I
Oh,
said, let's get a sub, because the last
yeah.
thing I want to do is slip in mud, and then I'm out for my
Well, then
civilian
the
job.
rain makes your knee worse, I would think.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
I skipped
Oh,
that week. So they just got torrential rain. Everybody's booths flooded. Everybody's
oh
cars
man.
got wet. Everything was a mess. And then
Uh-huh.
we had a regular weekend, and it was pretty good. And then this last weekend, we had the Ophelia coming through,
Oh,
and
cool.
so
But not.
they canceled the fair. It was a
Oh, they
tropical
did.
storm, and they canceled it for both days, which is unheard of at the fair. But
I
I
was
guess
gonna say,
it's a
yeah.
new company that owns them, and I guess they don't want lawsuits, so they
No.
canceled it. And so now, for the for our benefit, these last 2 weekends, we get to show up an hour earlier and work a half hour later. So,
Oh
so
God. But it's what, got about 3 or 4 more weeks? Is that
just
what
two
it
more
is?
weekends,
Oh,
just
2
two
more.
more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'll
And
send
then
you lots of energy,
thank
lots
you.
of
And then the
love.
following weekend, I have one more fair, a local fair to do, and then I'm done. So
Okay, and then you're back to politarology and all the other
yeah,
things you do.
and I've
Yeah.
already started booking. I'm booked into November now because I'm like, can you do the show? Can you do the show? So expect that
Yeah.
email, Aley. You'll be getting one.
Oh, great. I love it. It's
Of
so much
course.
fun to do. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is
Thank
fun.
you. So we have Deb here and Sherry's here. And let's see. Okay,
Sure.
that's all right. We can pop in and out. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank
Thanks so much.
you.
So this is kind of, I haven't done one of these in a little while because we booked this so far out, but I'm so happy that we're here to ask you these questions.
Good.
The James Lipton questions from inside the actor's studio. However, we're inside the psychic's studio, and that's kind of how we go about this. And then afterwards, Colleen and I will be glad to do some readings for you.
Sure.
If you want politics, if you want, I guess, personal. What is there anything you don't take? Medical or anything?
I don't do Stripe anymore. It's just Venmo and PayPal. Oh, you mean questions? Oh, yeah, I do anything. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Anything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. And Lisa, I hope your kitty cats are doing well. I know you were having trouble with a couple of them. So hi, Pierrette. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. All right. Hi, Jeanette. Nice to see you. All right. So the first question from the Lipton questions are, what is your favorite word, Colleen?
I've been looking forward to this one because I do really have a favorite word, and it is beneficent.
Ooh.
And it means someone who is generous and giving and just wants to help all, and not just a nice person, but somebody who's looking out for the greater good.
Wonderful.
So I love that word. That's my favorite word.
I wrote it down. It's a beautiful word. And it's got in it for the benefit of.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's very unselfish.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Sandy, I'll tag you for a question. All right. What about your least favorite word, Colleen?
Now that one's harder because I don't want to say it online because it's really a bad word, but I have two really. I have one that is I won't say, it's the C word. I don't like that word. I really.
Well, that would be what your favorite least favorite swear word is, but
yeah,
do you have
but it's also my least favorite word. And
okay.
Another word that I really, really hate, and I hate saying this. Pansies.
Pansies?
I hate that. Yeah, I don't know why. It just makes me kind of go,
It's so funny because Kevin, Loving Vibrations, his was moist.
Yeah, that's a close second for me. I hate that one too. It's a close second for me. I do not like that one. Mm-mm.
Okay, very good. Pansies. So you don't. You think it doesn't matter if it's the flower or the other iteration of the word, or
no,
just
like
the word.
The underwear, like you wear panties. I hate that.
Oh, I thought you said pansies. I'm sorry.
No.
Panties. Okay.
Panties. And
yeah, that's the last time I'll say that word. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All
thank
right.
you.
I get it.
You keep a list of your guests' least favorite words so you don't say them when you're talking to them?
Oh, no, I haven't done that. I'll have to go back and rewatch 16 or 17 shows.
Well, get right on that, Aley. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Oh, dear. All right. So what excites you, Colleen?
You know what really, this is going to be so boring to most people, but for me, it's really exciting. Astrology excites me.
I understand.
The thought of, all those things moving around out there, and because you can see the connection with the moon, and you can see the connection with the sun and all the other planets. I mean, most of them are visible too. Just we don't, really identify them in the sky, but up to Saturn, you can see them with the naked eye. I get very excited about astrology.
I bet you do.
I just love it.
And have you noticed that with the Hubble, is it the Hubble space?
Yes.
The pictures that are coming back.
Yes.
I mean, are we going to be using that astrology in another 30, 40 years?
Oh, I've wondered that because, our astrology works because we are on this planet and we have devised a system for thousands of years that puts our planet
Right.
the center of the astrology chart.
Hmm. Yeah.
When you start going outside of our star system, that's a different star system. So they
Sure
would
it is.
have different systems and different ways of doing things. So
Mhm.
I'm fascinated to, commune with my first galactic and ask them those questions, because that's
Yeah.
probably the second question I'm going to ask after what's your name.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. When I was, this sounds really queer, but when I was doing income tax preparation,
Hmm.
I loved it. It was like a very, very, I could see this whole map of how the people lived and knew what deductions they could take and everything.
Hmm.
But since I've been a teacher, I've enjoyed that, but I'm ready for something else. And this is it. It's like this is my passion right now. I
Well, I'll
just
tell you
enjoy it.
something else. I also enjoy taxes.
Do you really?
Yes,
That's
I
very
do.
interesting.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. I
You know
actually,
what, though?
yeah,
You and I talked about this. We both have a Capricorn rising
yeah,
sign,
yeah,
and that's paperwork.
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
So look
yeah,
at that. I completely forgot about that. Wow. That's
yeah.
cool, Colleen. All right. So what turns you off?
Really insincere, up your ass people. People who are just trying to impress other people with how nice they are and how perfect they are, and it just makes my blood boil. And I have to control myself, because there's a lot of people in the world that really feel they go through that phase in their life, especially people who are waking up. They go through
Yeah.
that phase where they feel like they have to be perfect to be spiritual, and
Right.
it just makes me gag. I'm just like,
Yeah.
No, first you're a human and then you're yourself. And,
Yeah.
you are spiritual. That's just coming out of your pores. That's not something you try on like a coat and wear. And that insincerity just,
Hmm.
I really, I can't help myself, but I see through it all the time, and it just kind of turns me
Sure.
off on certain people. But then again, I do have Capricorn rising. I'm super judgmental initially to everybody. And then I have to get to know them,
You
and
work through it.
I
Yeah.
do work through it. I
Yeah.
do work through
Mhm.
it. And I I school myself when like, if I
Yeah.
watch somebody new on YouTube, the first voice in my head is, well, look what they're doing. Well, they can't do that. I bet they don't really know what they're talking about. I mean, I have such a demon inner voice
Oh,
when I
wow.
first see people, and then I'm just like, "Tell
Angel and
snap
devil
out
on
of
the
it,
shoulders.
snap out of it,
Okay.
snap out of it.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance."
Yeah.
It's
No,
really
I
bad. I'm
understand.
really
Oh,
bad. I'm really bad.
well, you recognize it, and that's your shadow side, and so you do something about it apparently because it doesn't show up, if you know what I mean. It
Yeah,
may show up in your mind, but not
yeah,
with others. So, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I love that. That's honest, and I appreciate that. No, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what sound or noise do you love?
I love to hear women singing. I
Mm.
just adore the human voice coming from a female, or someone who sounds like a female. I mean, they don't have to be female, I guess. They can just sound female. Like
Hmm.
like the sound of a when they say it was like a choir of angels. That's my favorite sound. I love that. I just love
Right.
it. Harp,
Right.
harp is a close second. I love harp music too.
They say that when we get to the other side, that the music is so beautiful and the colors are so beautiful that you could never describe them when you come back.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward at some
Me
point to
too. Me
hearing and
too.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about what sound or noise you don't like?
This was a hard one for me. I mean, there are sounds that jar me, and there are sounds that I just don't want to hear very often, like the garbage truck pulling away
Mm,
down the street. That's just so loud, and it
yeah.
just doesn't fit with my, whole
Yeah.
ambiance of my morning. It just
I
doesn't
get it.
fit. But I
Yep.
think the sound I really hate is the sound of a gunshot.
I have some neighbors up the top of the hill, and it's either a gunshot or it's fireworks, but I think it's mostly gunshots. And we have deer that roam around here, and I always am so concerned that they're
Yeah,
illegally, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, again, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Juanita, the Bop song makes her mad. That's a good one. Now I'm going to have that in my head all night. All right.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for the. Thank
Thank
you
you
for the.
so much. Yes.
Hmm.
So what about your favorite curse word?
Oh, that's easy. It's fuck. That's
Okay.
easy. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that word. And
Um,
it's
yeah.
funny. There's within my group, when we were first getting to know each other, people assumed that I was this very proper lady, that I was very,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's the Capricorn thing. Something, like I'm very like
Yeah.
proper.
Uh-huh.
And as we got to know each other and we were swapping stories, I laid one out with the F bomb, and the whole table collectively gasped,
Uh-huh.
took a beat, and then
Yep.
burst out laughing. And they're like, "That is the last thing I ever expected to come out of your mouth." And I'm like,
I've had that happen, Colleen, so many times. I
"Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or in my classes, when I was doing classes in class, not online, I used to always start my class with telling them that you'll probably hear me say shit a lot, because I do. And I said, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it is a word. It's a great word that explains a lot of
yes,
things for me.
it does."
So the F word can do that too. And as long as I'm not calling someone an effer,
Mhm,
then it's just really, to me, is nebulous. It's like it's just an
mhm.
expression. We're the ones who said it was a bad word.
Yeah, and I had an interesting conversation with some of my students yesterday. My students were, by the way, a retired judge and a senior partner at the law firm. So these
Oh,
are
wow.
people who are really used to working with language and everything. And we were talking about, the demise of written language and
Yes.
spoken language. And I said, how do the young associates write briefs, legal briefs? Because you really need to use the
Yeah,
English language to its fullest in order to make your point, because
sure.
legalese is tough to get around. And they were
Mhm.
like, it's horrible, I spend all my time correcting them, and the worst part is their punctuation. And I said, oh yeah, nobody knows punctuation anymore. I don't even know if they teach it, because
No, well, they could do a grammar check, which would help mitigate some of
yes,
that,
that would
but they're
help.
too lazy to do
They
that.
don't do it. Yes, that's what I've noticed, because I
Uh-huh.
use them. And in the newest
Right.
version that I have of Office, I think it's the 365, they have that editor. And the
Mhm.
editor's always telling me that my language is not right. And I'm like, dudes, you don't know astrology. That's why I'm saying it like that.
Yeah, okay.
But
Yeah,
I
sure.
but I
That
do
that
take
makes sense.
advantage of that, because that comma put in a different place does make a different meaning.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
language has really gone downhill. But
Well,
our
and I
society is more casual. I mean, there is a reason that it's okay for some of it to be more
yeah.
casual, but not to the point where you don't have any punctuation. I mean,
Well, I had a student, I have juniors and seniors that are working on lit theory, and they can't even write a paper. And
yeah.
they don't know how to write a paper, and they don't know what I mean by citations. And it's really embarrassing.
Oh my
I
God.
would think for them, but no, it's really awful. And I have to grade them. I have to say, you didn't do this right again. I've told you, and I've shown them. I've sent them like,
Yeah.
here, look at this URL, and this is how it's done. Nobody wants to do it. There's a lot of laziness.
I mean, the
So
elements of style is on Kindle if you really need it.
absolutely.
Like
Oh
we
God, now
can't.
you're dating yourself.
Yeah. But it hasn't changed. Have you looked at a
No,
new
it has.
version of it? It hasn't changed. They haven't had to update it. It's just
That's
that the
right.
world doesn't care
The
anymore.
world doesn't care. Yeah.
And
Yep. You're
I'm a
right.
terrible punctuator, because
Mhm.
I worked in New York for years for attorneys as a legal secretary, and every
Uh-huh.
attorney I worked for had a different idea about how to do punctuation. And
Mhm.
I don't know why, but they really did. And so I got so confused with things. I was just like, okay, you just put the goddamn comma where you want it. I don't care. I'll just do what you say, because obviously you don't follow anybody's rules,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
And my daughter was an English major, so when I really
Oh.
need somebody to edit, I ask her.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because she can do it. She is
Yep.
very good, actually.
That's great. That's good to
Yeah.
know. So, Sherry, yes, many people are functionally illiterate. And there's a difference between illiterate and illiterate. Illiterate means you don't know the rules, you don't know how to fix it. And illiterate is you know how to, but you just don't anyway.
Ah,
So we have a lot of illiterate people out
yes.
there as
Yeah.
well as
Yeah.
illiterates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a combo. It's a
Yep.
combo. Hmm. True.
That's right. Yes, Froxy, poetry is the only place you can really do whatever you want, so to speak,
Yeah.
because they
I mean,
made it
the
that way.
lawyers yesterday, they told me that Latin has no punctuation.
Okay. I've
And
never
I did
taken
not
it.
know
So,
that. I said,
oh,
"What? What? Really?" They're like,
yeah.
"Yeah."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Well, I mean, consider that they do their numbers with letters and they just make them longer
True.
and longer and longer and longer and longer. So
Yeah.
I would not hold them up as intellectual benchmarks, you
Yeah.
know?
I know. I know. I would really love to come back as the ghost of Christmas past in about 100 years and see just how people communicate, because I'm afraid it's gonna be frightful.
No, it's just gonna be telepathic. It's just gonna be
Yes.
telepathic.
That's well,
That's
and
why
that would
we're
be
going
okay.
this way. That's why
Yeah,
we're going this way.
that's right. That's right. All right. So what gift other than what you already have in whatever way you have it would you like to have? It can be metaphysical, it can be you'd like to make the best cake in the world. It can be any gift that you believe you uh, other than what you have, you can ask for.
Well, I really do wish that I were I mean, I used to sing professionally and I used to act professionally, but I would go back to that. I don't know if that's really for a new gift or not, but I'd really love to dust that
Love to
off.
be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I did that and then I went into working and now I'm doing this. I'm still working a civilian job. So I really do see myself in retirement as doing astrology and cards and probably YouTube. I don't know how long it'll last, but I would
Yep.
like to sing, and I'm kind of getting to the point where probably nobody would want to hear me sing anymore.
Our voices do change over time, that's
They
for
change
sure.
over
Yeah.
time, but I haven't ruined my voice. I mean, it's
That's
still
good.
there, and I
Yeah.
still know, the tricks of the trade so that nobody would really catch on until I was about 80. So I could
There
probably
you
do
go.
it, but I don't know.
You have a few more years then, Colleen.
I do. I do. I have a few more years to make my choices. I do.
Okay. Sounds good. What gift do you find most annoying that you have?
That judgment, the ability to pick things out when especially when I'm watching people, well, now on YouTube, but it used to be on television or in movies or whatever. A lot of times it'll just ruin a show for me because I did act professionally and I had a lot of training so I watched all the, momos during my training. I went to school for a ridiculously a long amount of time to study this. And
Hmm.
so when I watch people and they're really making basic mistakes, I'm just like, ugh, God, why didn't the director reshoot this? Or why didn't somebody yell cut before they made that stupid, breath let out or whatever?
Right,
There's just
right.
things that people do that I look at on screen and just go, you
Cringe worthy.
you
Yeah,
ruined it. You ruined the scene
sure.
with that eye movement or that breath or that that
Yeah,
sigh, you ruined it, or that reading of the line. And
yeah.
who am I? I mean, I'm not doing all that stuff. Who am I to judge them? But I do.
Oh, hi. Hi, cat mama. You got to go now? All right. Go and have your dinner. Okay. Um, I uh, I think probably for me it is. I used to be able to remember everything. I mean, I remember people's names, addresses, phone numbers, da 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 da. But now it's like, I have a really hard time. Sometimes I can't remember that. I don't like that. I'd like to go back and be able to remember more
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
This is pretty funny. My cousin, when young, said he was illegitimate, and his mother turned around and said, "You're illiterate, not illegitimate." That's funny, Carolyn. I
Oh, that's
love that.
funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. All right. So the final question I have for you tonight, Colleen, is if heaven exists, and we know that it does, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
What do you want to do next?
Ah. So answer me this, Colleen, because you and I are both Libras with Capricorn risings. I know we probably have other signs in different places. I always feel like um, I haven't got enough time to do all the things that I wanted to be when I grew up. Have you ever felt that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like that because I always knew that I would have several different careers just because
Right.
I was very not scattered. I just, when I study
Curious.
something, and
Hmm.
when I go into something, I go into it very seriously, very Capricorn. I put a lot of
Hmm.
a lot of intent on it. And each thing took a long time to do, but a lot of it overlapped. But
Mhm.
still, I just feel like, if I had well, and I plan on living till I'm about 120, 130.
There you go. So you got
And
plenty of time, girl.
I got
Yeah.
plenty of time. I have to work on my mobility. I just want to make sure that I'm not like on crutches or something by that time. I just want to be able to stay mobile and stay beautiful.
Well, what's funny? I just saw this today and it kind of blew my mind. This guy had a short on and he said, if you can't get up off the floor, which I have a hard time doing now anyway at my age, but if
Yeah.
you can't get up off the floor without pushing up or whatever, if you can't do it with your legs, then you're probably going to end up disabled when you get older. And I thought, oh, geez,
What a
that's
dark
not good
thought.
news. I know. I didn't like that at all. So
No.
I need to do some stretches or something,
Yeah. I'd find a yoga teacher pronto. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Colleen. Those were wonderful. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed asking them and you sharing with us. So yeah, we have a little bit over a half hour here and we'll answer some questions. I got Sandy. Her husband Mike passed away a month ago. I've got some new cards. They're called The Beloved Dead. I'll
Ooh,
pull some of those and
how
see what they.
perfect.
Yeah.
How perfect is that?
Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss. That
Yes.
is really very difficult.
Very
Um,
recent too.
yes, very much so. All right. Ooh. Okay. First card I get a visitation. I'm guessing that he wants to have a visitation with you, whether that is in a dream or in reality. I don't know. He doesn't want to frighten you. He just wants you to know he's okay, but he wants to be in contact with you. He says, if you close your eyes and think of me, I'm just right there instantaneously. But as far as wanting to talk to you, I know I get visitations from my dad, who is actually one of my guides as well. And he comes in at night. We have a long conversation in my dream. So look for those as well, because that can be very enlightening for you. I'm guessing, I don't know if he was an academic. Was he a teacher or a professor or a principal or but if he wasn't, he says, I'm learning all kinds of things over here. I never would have expected. I don't know if he was a skeptic or whatever, but he's saying there's so much to learn and so much to know. I'm spending a lot of time doing that. I have a question. Was he kind of a wise guy? In other words, was he a jokester? Did he like jokes and try to do little tricks or tell jokes or whatever? Not sure if any of this resonates with you, but there you go. I hope that helps you, dear.
Well, I think that the first thing that I get from Mike is, you said Mike, right? Okay.
Yes.
The first thing that I get is that he wants to thank you for a great life.
Oh, how nice.
And he will, I always cry when I do these. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Okay.
That only shows that you just have really tapped in, Colleen. That's great.
So, he wants you to go on and have as marvelous of a life as you want to, and he wants you to grow, but he realizes it's a wee bit soon for you to be thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, he is learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He is trying to put to good use some of the things that he learned in life now that he's on the other side. And he also is getting ready for his next journey. He very much wants to evolve and wants to move on and wants to, learn. This card says move beyond ancestral patterns. And then another card that I got is the High Priest, intend and create. So he is creating
Hmm.
a new way to be. But I think probably for the next 6 months to a year, you will be visited by him.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, I don't know if right away, but he just wants to uh, calm you and nurture you and help you feel better, because he doesn't want you to mourn him in the way of, like, why did he leave me and all that. He's good. He's
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
He's not suffering in any way anymore. It's wonderful where he is. He's very excited to tell you about it.
Good.
um, and when time is right, he will visit you and he will tell you more. If you meditate, or if you just get still and
Hmm.
allow your heart chakra to open, he will come to you. But it's going to be a while. It's not now, not even a month
Well,
after.
she says he did come in a dream and showed her
Good
he could
dream.
walk again. So he might
Yeah,
come that way. Yeah.
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 For dreams, yeah. But he will come to you while you're waking,
Oh,
after a few months. And all you need to do really is get very still and center yourself, open your heart chakra, and just ask him to come and give you messages. And he will.
okay. Book Bewitched. I don't know if I understand this. The guy that you said will be disabled, he just wanted to sell something to make you young again, but did you have to buy it now or it will sell out? I don't. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Thanks, book. um, yeah, we have already enough questions for the day, please. Yeah, because we only got about a half hour left. So thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. So Pierrette, her husband is still in the hospital, and she's she doesn't know, if he'll last much longer. But she needs some positive vibe of a message, and we'll be glad to do that for you. Absolutely. Let's see what we got.
He's very tired and he doesn't want to cause you any more pain or trouble or bother, but he's really thinking about you, but he is very, very tired. Um, so I don't know if he's in a you know situation where we think this is the end, or if he's just ill and he's going to recover. Um, whatever positive vibes you can send him are very, very helpful. But also to release him for feeling responsible for you and your well being. He should be focusing on his healing or his transition, whichever is appropriate for him. And he shouldn't be worrying about you. And you should just send him love. That's what you have for him. So just keep sending him love and whatever attention you can give to him. I don't know if you have to work or if you can always be at the hospital or whatever, but yeah, it is a very bonding time between the two of you. Incredibly bonding.
Mm-hmm.
So take advantage of that.
Yeah. We're sending you lots of love, Pierrette.
Mm.
It's very difficult to be the person that has to stand by and watch. I get here that your life together was a real treasure, and he's saying, look at the beauty around this, all the beautiful gold and red hearts. So it's quite the treasure. It is a number 9. Um, this one's an interesting one. It says why. Um, he may be wondering why, or you may be wondering why things maybe are progressing the way they are. I don't know. There's a book there with angel wings. So I'm guessing that's the book of life. Um, but right now you're at a fork in the road. And I would say that by wintertime, things probably would shift. in one direction or the other. But it's very hard to be there. I want you to know we're holding space for you, period. Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
Okay. So Lily Rose says, is it possible to connect with my mom, Tony? My son is conjunct Pluto right now, and I just encountered a not so nice psychic last week in Scottsdale. Sorry to hear that, Lily.
Yeah. Okay, so let's connect with your mom. Can you give us her name?
It's Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Toni. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the first one I get is your observation. Your mom is saying, yeah, I kind of felt the same way when this was happening. I observed the same thing that you did, and it was kind of unsettling. She says, but we don't know the complete backstory. There's always backstory. Something may have been happening that day. She may have had a problem that day. That doesn't mean she should have been not nice to you. But we don't always know what's going on in someone's life. And she says it could be your perception as well. Although she says, I perceive the same way you did. But I'm sorry that you had to deal with that.
So I got a nice message from your mom. You were done? You were done?
Yeah,
were you done? Okay. I got a nice message from your mom. She's just showing me a little picture of you as a young girl, sort of just playing outside, dancing around. She was showing me in particular you in a short cotton dress and playing under a tree. I don't know if it was an apple tree or not. In my childhood, I've been a big apple tree at my aunt's house, but I just saw that kind of, and I think the message here is just like, remember who you are, remember where you come from, remember what you are really here for. And the encounter with the psychic, I think, was actually really important. I think the moment for you is discernment. And in part of your spiritual evolvement or lesson, I think it's important for you to realize that there are times where you need to use discernment incredibly well. You need to believe in your own ability to make a judgment between somebody who's getting a good vibe or not getting a good vibe. This is intentional, and most times it's feeling, that, oh, I'm not a good feeling here, I should not pay for this or whatever. Learning for you can't hear me?
It's cutting up. That's all. I just wanted you to be aware. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just think you need to realize that every experience, everything that happens to you in your life is an opportunity to learn, is a lesson. And so this was a lesson about, I think, discernment. That's the word that kept coming to me.
Yep.
And so explore that. And also just talk to your mom, because she's got some, good energy there for you, good thoughts, good memories, good things for you to think about. And yeah. She's around you all the time.
I bet she is.
All the time. Yeah.
Yep. All right. I want to apologize to Book Bewitched. I didn't even connect what I had said about the guy standing up and being yeah, I get it now. All right. I'm ditzy tonight. Tonight I'm ditzy. All right. All right. I don't know if she left. Are you still here, Cat Mama? I once posted, I have a Virgo sun, a Leo moon, a Leo rising, and a Virgo moon. And you replied, how can you even stand yourself?
I did, or
I guess so. I guess it was you.
Yeah, that's a lot of judgment and a lot of confidence.
Oh
that's
my God.
Crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
But then you are the cat mama with all that Leo
she
stuff.
Is.
Going on, so
she definitely is.
That's really interesting.
Okay, so Carolyn Booker wonders, could I have a message from my friend John? I think you mean he passed on 2/7/23. I think it's hard to be at an advanced age. I'm just going to say that in a nice way and start losing everybody, because it does happen. And I've already lost my whole family, so I understand. But yeah, it's really hard. I think it's really hard. Oh my. Wow. Carolyn, I got some very strange cards. They're the dead people cards, the beloved dead cards. But the first one I got is, he knows you're a messenger. He says you're a messenger. So feeling as though either you've talked to him or seen him as an apparition, or he wants you to, I don't know. But he says, I'm going to send you, but wait till you see the second card, because this is like the worst thing, the Ouija board. I don't know why that's there. And I don't believe he thinks you agree with the Ouija board. So I don't know why that's up there. But, there's a lot of people who will say metaphysical people are Ouija woo. I hear that a lot. And I'm wondering if that's what that's all about. But he says, you are a fabulous teacher and you should keep on teaching. Or he was a teacher in life. I don't know. Or if you saw him as one of your teachers. But he says, oh God, girl, you can call me up anytime. I'll come by. Wow.
Yeah, Carolyn, I'm wondering if you have ever tried to just connect with him psychically, just to get messages from him yourself. He sees you. He's very happy with being connected to you, but he's also seeing that he likes where you're going. He likes what you're doing and where you're going. And he just, wants to reiterate that he's great. Where he's at is great. No suffering, no pain, no problems. And anytime you want to talk to him, he's there for you. He's telling you to have more confidence in everything that you do. Oh, good Lord. I thought I turned my phone off. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
He's telling you to have more confidence in the things that you do, not to second guess yourself, and to just believe that it's happening. And that's a huge thing. I mean, a lot of us are just like, how do I do it? What's the right thing? Do I have to have incense going? Do I need this color candle? Really, you just need to believe you can do it and do
She
it.
does. She does. Yeah. She's very astute. Wow. Thanks, Carolyn. All right. So we've got Deb B. Kane. Anything from my angels and guides? Okay. Oh, Froxy. Yes. 69, 75, 76, 77, 80. Yeah. I'm glad they're all still here, sweetheart. That's really good. I just lost my brother in December. He was 76. But all the rest of them have been gone a long time. So, yeah. Hi, Miss Moonlight. Hi, Chrissy Lapis Lizard. Nice to see you too. All right, Deb. I got here that you have a very loyal heart and you're sticking to what it is you should be doing. And I love this because it's two owls, male and female probably, sitting atop, and they got crowns on. So, it's wisdom. Wisdom is there. They said to clean it up, whatever it is that you have to in order to move on. There may be some extraneous stuff that you need to, declutter. And I don't even necessarily mean in the house. It could be just in your mind. And they said, you go the distance, because you're going to make it whatever it is that you're working towards. It's very good for you.
I pulled some cards from Influence of the Angels, which is a tarot deck, and I got 3 major arcana. Just boom, right off the bat. So the first one is the moon. So I'm going to tell you we got a full moon coming, so you need to do something with that moon. You need to declare yourself, or, stand naked under it or something. I mean, you need to do something with that moon, but also just to, you don't need to tell everybody what you're doing spiritually. This can be your secret. This can be your little own personal book of shadows, just kept within yourself. The next card that I got is the star. So you're the star of your own story. You're the person who is making things happen in your life. I'm sorry, my ring light's making a really wicked glare. There we go. You're the person who's making it all happen in your life. And again, nobody else really needs to know this. It can be just for you. And the last card is the Hanged Man. So this is telling me that although you're very adept at quite a few things, you still need to spend some time in contemplation to get that other perspective, to figure out what else am I doing. And this may be why your angels and guides want you to kind of go within, be within yourself. Don't announce it. Mainly because if you are talking about your progress or what you're doing or your devotion or your practice, you may encourage others to talk to you, and that may make you feel like you're comparing yourself to another person. And we none of us can do that. That just isn't the way to develop. All you need to do is worry about what you're doing for yourself. And worry probably isn't a good word. Just concern yourself with what you're doing for yourself. And you're in the perfect spot for where you need to be right now. And all the progress that you're making behind the scenes, alone, and for your own private devotion, that's perfect too. You don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing but you. And they just want you to, delve into it and
Awesome.
soar.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. This is just a question that maybe we can attempt to answer for her without cards, but she's saying she follows astrology, and if we're all playing our parts, so to speak, why do we accumulate karma? Any thoughts on that?
Some people are not accumulating karma, believe it or not. Some people are past that. And that doesn't mean that they're perfect or anything. It just means that in their life path, they've probably had a ton of shit to deal with already. And they've slogged through it.
And they cleared it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so again, there's no like competition here, but just some people are different and they're not accumulating karma. I think people who are accumulating karma are probably not you. You're asking this question.
True. That's true.
I think the people who are accumulating karma are a lot more selfish than you. And they're looking at things really ego-centered, super ego and dualistic, and just centered on themselves and their progress and what happens for them. I mean, they may not even be very nice with their kids. They're just really selfish people. Those people, yes, they are accumulating karma. But there's a lot of people who are not.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Or they've cleared it already in the beginnings of their lives, or, they've taken, this is the hardest place to live.
It is. But here's something else to think about. You may have had difficult things to do in your life. Like I've had a few difficult things to do in my life. I don't necessarily think that those things were karmic burdens or karmic ribbons that I needed to burn. I don't think they were punishments. I think I agreed to play a role in someone else's karmic story.
Yeah.
So they needed another person to come along and do certain things, and I did that for them. But I don't feel any connection karmically with a burden or a lesson or a, you know what I mean? Like, yes,
Yeah.
I try to learn from every experience in my life, and as I said, I've had some pretty shitty ones, but I don't see them as uh, karmic where you know, it's a burden. It's a punishment of some kind. I don't see it like that at all.
Good advice. Just so everybody knows, we have Juanita, Barbara Nesper, and Lisa Keller. And that's all we have to finish up here tonight. But I just wanted you to know, if you're still here, that's wonderful. Yeah. All right. So Juanita wonders if we have anything from angels and guides. So there you go, Juanita. All right. Oh my goodness, I keep getting this card tonight. The first one I get is they want you to be fair, which means be fair to yourself, be fair in your dealings with others. That you probably are fair and they're recognizing that, but they want you to continue to do that, and also self-care. The second one is you're doing a lot of thinking, but you haven't made the decision to move on it yet. And I think you're still trying to calculate what it is you want to do. And this is the one, the fork in the road. So that's why you haven't moved forward yet, because you're at this fork in the road where you're like, well, I'd like to do this, but I might have to do that, or whatever it is. So I'm thinking that hopefully you'll be able to clear that soon, Juanita. All set.
Right. So, Juanita, I don't know if you are in a romantic relationship or not, but I think you are around somebody who is in a romantic relationship, and there's possibly a wedding coming up in your family. And you may either be the matchmaker or you may be the person who's in the relationship, because the ending card is the Six of Wands. So you're feeling like you're the victor, you're the winner, you're the one who made it happen. And you also show up as the Queen of Cups, which is why I think you might be the one in the relationship. Queens are interesting in tarot, because queens are a very high level of mastery, almost to the point where they don't have anything left to do in their arena. You know, they've mastered all the tasks, they understand all the strategies, they get where things are going, and all that's left for them to do is just, you know, observe and help others learn to do what they're doing. So that's what the queen level is. So you're at a very high level of what you're doing. And if it's love, then good for you. And if your decision is that you need to go forward into this relationship or help this relationship go forward with this other couple, then go for it, because it's going to have a very, very positive, happy outcome. So that's
matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match.
That's what it's saying.
That's what it's saying. All right. Barbara Nesper has wonders if she can hear from her brother Ken. He passed in 2006 from leukemia. I'm sorry, dear. It must have been hard for you to lose your brother that young. The first card I get is haunted. And I wonder if he is around you and has not moved into the next, the other side. Or else it could be that he he just follows you around a lot, and he is watching over you a lot. It could be that. I'm getting that you were his compass, that he felt like you were the one that gave him a lot of direction and a lot of love and influenced him quite a bit. I sense from the card that it was a close relationship. I'm not sure if it was, but he said he followed your leadership, and you know, and he really adores you.
Yeah. He's saying that he does come around you. Maybe you're not understanding what his energy is. Maybe you think it's a ghost, maybe you think it's somebody, but it's him. And he's saying, I don't know if you're the younger sister or the older sister, but he's saying, fly, little sister, fly. He wants you to spread your wings and do what you want to do. And the cards that I pulled for you, and I swear to God, I did shuffle these cards, but I got the Queen of Cups for you too. So there's a loving, emotional portion of you. Maybe this is for romance, maybe it's for healing, maybe it's for love, like I said, but just spread your wings, let yourself go further than you've gone. And the I got two other cards for you. One is the High Priestess. So there is a lot of I'm so awkward here. My microphone is like way down here and I have to come up under the bar. But the High Priestess here is letting me know that you have a few secrets that you're holding on to, and you're perfectly entitled to hold on to those secrets. But if those secrets are causing you not to fly, then let them out, let them go, let those wings fly. And the last card that came up was the Seven of Pentacles, and that's often the person who is like biding their time, waiting for things to come to fruition. When will it happen? When will it happen? Well, you're keeping it from happening. You're the only one who's keeping it from happening. So, take the lid off, open it up, spread your wings, fly, go. And remember that everything that he's wishing you is love, 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 love. He's fine. He's no longer in pain. He is no longer suffering. He's in paradise. And he just wants you to feel the paradise that you can feel on earth by allowing yourself to fly.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. All right, our last question for the evening is from Lisa Keller. What is my dad, Engvil Knudsen, everyone called him Bud, passed February 15th, 2004. What's he doing? What does he like to do? Who is he around? Can he tell me about what heaven is like? I love this. This is so cute. Oh. What's really funny, Lisa, is that they do the same kind of thing they like to do here. Many times I've heard this. If they like to fish, they go fishing. If they like to work on cars, they work on cars. If they smoked, they smoke. If they drank, they drink. If they like to eat, they eat. It's very interesting. Some of the the information that has come through on some people that are on the other side. All right, what do we got here?
Can I go?
You may.
So Bud is very happy, but he's also really busy. He is doing all the things they like to do back on Earth, but he's also at a kind of like an angel school because he's moving on to the next level. So he's working very hard at becoming level that he can be. He's also spending some time looking after you and kind of nudging you in the right way that he thinks would be best for you, or that he knows you really want deep down, not helping you make decisions, but just sort of making it obvious what the choices would be. And it's really for things you already want. But he's moving on, and it's not like he won't be able to see you anymore. He will, but he's working at evolving his soul, which is slower there than it is here. A lot faster here to evolve your soul. There is very, very slow. But then they don't really look at time the way we do. So it doesn't matter. So
isn't that funny? Because I get the bicycle and it says driver. And so, a bicycle would go a lot slower than a car, but he is behind the wheel and he is working it. But you're right. It takes longer to get somewhere and be something up there. He says, I think of you all the time. You're always my little girl sitting with me and enjoy. I love you and all the times we shared. And the final card I get is an admonition for you to take care better of yourself. Do acts of love for yourself and acts of self-care. He said, I'm only a short thought away, but you must take care of yourself because you are the best person that can do it. Nobody else can take care of you any better than you can take care of yourself. Wow.
That's who he's around. You know, he's around his other relatives. He's around loved ones. Anybody that didn't like on earth, he's around them.
Yeah.
And as far as telling you what heaven is like, it's indescribable. So it's a little bit tricky. But he does want you to know that he's in angel school and he's doing well.
I love that.
Teachers are very, very proud of him. Well, for lack of a better term, that's what he's doing.
Sure. Yeah. Oh. Big love to everybody. Hi, Mousy Girl. We're just finishing up. Colleen, God bless you. Good luck in the next 2 weeks, and we look forward to you being back and being and hosting again. Thank you for your questions and time that you took with me tonight. And thank you, everybody, for sharing time with us. All right.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always really, really fun. And it always feels like we could sit here all night and talk.
I agree. No, I agree. We're too much alike that way. Yes, absolutely.
And I just look forward to it so much. But thanks, you.
Thanks, Thank you.
And thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you much.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.